Finally.
What's happening here? It's not letting me. Oh, now it is. Okay. We're live. Hopefully it didn't end on accident. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Good morning. Beautiful day.
everyone. I have a few announcements before we start, if that's okay. Monday nights at the Kiltz Mighty Tribe Zoom call, we are doing a graduation for the first two cohorts of the Kiltz Health Coaching Certification course. So please come, bring all your friends and family. It's free to join the Kiltz Mighty Tribe. We would love to share their wins and share the success of everyone doing the first two cohorts. Second, the on-demand version of the course is now live. So I am going to put that in the chat. If you are interested in becoming a certified Kiltz health coach, there's the on-demand version, and Dr. Nelson will be doing calls on Wednesday to answer questions about the course on Wednesdays. And then we have some meetups coming up. I'm just being really fast here. Albany, New York is going to be on the 30th of May, not Memorial Day weekends. It will be on the 30th of May. I will get the link out for that. And then we're doing Chicago on July 25th and maybe more to come. But that's what we got so far.
Albany.
Yeah, I'm doing it forever. I'm going to say Albany.
I love Albany. Albany. Love it.
It's phonetically correct.
Albany. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And I'm coming to everyone from my journeys. I'm on my way to Los Angeles. I'll be in Irvine overnight, and then I fly to South Carolina. I'll be at the Healing Humanity Kiltz Health Extravaganza, sharing why meat is the master meal, and plants, which make mush, basically are harmful for humanity, and we're seeing it in basically even the government. And Mike Tyson and Kennedy says, "Eat meat, my friends, and be the master." And we got a trip here today, right? It's all about the carnivore.
The carnivore trip, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Tell everyone who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself, my brother.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name's Ron. I'm coming to you from my beautiful sunroom in Central Ohio. I'm usually not up this early, so I had to get fully ready for work because I take off to work right after I'm done here with Dr. Kiltz and Aaliyah. I started this journey about 25 months ago. Spent a lot of my life learning how to diet, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. Never understood that weight loss doesn't equate to health. And when I got into the carnivore space, I quickly realized within 45 days that my health improved dramatically. And so the carnivore diet has kept me on this health journey, this trip, if you will. It's part of my name. It's a trip. And yeah, I can tell you this, that most of my life I struggled with weight. I still carry excess fat, and I'm losing that as we continue to heal through the carnivore diet. But one thing that the carnivore diet did help me with is regaining my mental health. So the carnivore diet is definitely something that the carnivore lifestyle is something that I'm definitely going to maintain for as long as I can. And like Dr. Kiltz just said before we started the live, until I'm called to my next assignment, becoming fertilizer for someone else, hopefully a pasture.
So what got you to where you're at, and why are you doing this?
So
Ron.
my weight had ballooned up to over 315 pounds. And it was at that point when I turned 40 that a lot of the health struggles were getting stronger. I had acid reflux every day. I had chest pains. I had mental struggles. I was snoring quite a bit, tingling in my extremities anytime I ate carbs, anytime I ate sugars. I never went to the doctor to get diagnosed, but I was showing type 2 diabetes symptoms. I was diagnosed with hypertension, fatty liver, stuff like that. And I knew I needed to make a change. And my initial thought was I had tried keto before, and I was successful at losing weight. And I saw people doing the carnivore diet, and I thought, that's just a little too extreme, a little too crazy for me. But I was getting desperate. So I wanted to get on the carnivore diet to lose weight. And I posted a couple days ago on my TikTok how 45 days into it, I had dropped 30 pounds, which was awesome. But all these things were healing or almost gone. The snoring went away, the gut issues went away, the chest pains went away, the tingling in the extremities went away, the mental fog was lifting, the anxiety, the depression was lifting, and I'm like, holy crap, this is doing more for me than I ever thought it would. I'm not just losing weight, I'm gaining my health back. And so, yeah, that's my journey so far. 25 months into it, and I'm loving every bit of it.
Fat and a lot of carnivores don't seem to get skinny, and many seem to gain weight on carnivore. Is that pathologic or is that biologic and physiologic and normal and natural for a human animal to get fat?
Well, I'll tell you this, I am not a scientific based carnivore. I'm an experience based carnivore. So in my experience, I see a lot of people losing fat on the carnivore diet. But a lot of people do maintain or gain some fat because of, I guess, not eating enough fat or overeating fat. So it's trying to dial in those numbers, and that's why it's really good to have somebody walking alongside you on the journey to help you get those numbers dialed in. For me, I gain weight and I lose weight really quick on the carnivore diet. Right now, I'm getting ready to jump back into strict carnivore. I've had a lot of dairy over the last month or so, and I can see that it's getting me a little puffy in the face. And so I feel like it's definitely hit and miss for me if I'm eating enough fat. But yeah, people lose weight, people gain weight.
And I imagine if you're hibernating, migrating, gestating, or there's a massive famine like winter coming, would it be normal to gain weight in the late summer, fall, getting ready for any of those things? Would that be natural and normal for most
Oh,
animals?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, just look at a bear. They go and hibernate and they don't die. So they load up on fatty fish and stuff, and you can see that, they come out looking pretty fantastic after a long snooze.
Why are we scared of getting fat? Because I think we've been lied to, and we've been told that obesity and fat is pathologic and ugly. But I imagine that in an ancient world, we wanted to see some fat, but in our modern world, we've made it ugly. But in fact, it's not the cause of disease,
All
right?
right. Well, you're making me feel good, Dr. Kiltz. So you're saying I'm sexy, is what you're saying.
Well, I would, look at um, uh, men and women go for fat.
Mhm.
We do boobs and butts and hips, and that is normal and natural. The medical system mostly has chastised fat, and then the diet system, the Oprah Winfrey's of the world that are selling us diets, drugs, dissections, doctors, and ultimately it's false. We are not sick because we're fat. We're sick because of the food they tell us to eat. And then they remove fat from the majority of our food. So to get fat, it's really hard. Even carnivores, it's hard to get fat because most meat that is delivered to us is lean.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. So what do you say the optimal fat range is for someone, like as far as carrying fat on your body?
Don't know that answer. I mean, we know that if you're under 10% body fat, certainly under 5%, reproduction drops significantly for women. And look at the bodybuilding world. In general, those people that constantly dieting, cutting, right? They go ultra lean to show off their muscles, but many of them use crazy methodologies to lose weight, including steroids and other things. Is that good for us?
No, you can tell because they're dying young too.
They are. And GLP-1s, the magic pill, has finally arrived. Once again, it's a lie. It's a lie to keep us lined up. And remember, a low-fat diet is a pre-hibernating diet. Think about it. The bears that eat a ton of plants, they eat some fish, obviously, but those sweet berries, all the ripe fruit is ripe towards end of summer, fall, right? And so it's a time to be hyperphagic and eat all the sugar, which is missing all the fat, but it gets you fat. But then you're supposed to now migrate, hibernate, gestate, something. But what we're doing is we're continuously eating as if hibernation is coming, but hibernation never happens. And so our natural drive for sweets and even alcohol is never turned off. And the modern medical system says stay away from fat. But it's actually the eating of fat, raw fat, in my opinion. What's the right amount? I don't, what does nature provide naturally? Remember, the butcher shop, they've already raised the animals to be lower fat, and they're sending you off. Remember, filet mignon is one of the most expensive cuts of meat. There's no fat in it. And chickens and fish and turkey, no fat. And that's why we're getting sick. I mean, lean meat is deadly. So, just go to your butcher and say, I want all the fat you can give me.
Yeah.
And eat the fat, organ meats, all that stuff. What do you think?
I mean, I can definitely tell the difference between 90-10 on my hamburger and 80-20. My wife got some 90-10 the other day and I wanted to spit it out of my mouth. I mean, it's so dry and crumbly and actually not that good. You give us 10% more fat and it's heavenly. I'm sure 70-30 would be a lot better. Haven't been able to find it though, but
Well, that's why you just ask the butcher for more fat. And if you want to eat venison, add more fat. What does Lewis say? Research grade.
It's like a GLP-1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this
Or
right.
peptide.
They're all and now all this stuff, even peptides and aminos, is a bunch of BS. Right? More protein. No animal eats protein. Animals either eat plants or animals or crustaceans or spiders, right? Or bugs or things like that. But ultimately, again, everyone is still anti-fat, even in the carnivore world, right? And I got a nice grab hunk on my side, and I'm proud of it. And again, I eat my typically one meal a day, fatty meat. I'm having a little bit of a latte here. The young lady here at the Delta Lounge got me a nice cream heavy latte.
Ooh.
I'm back on bean broth. I do bean broth and bean broth. It's like
He's saying coffee. He's saying coffee.
coffee, bean
actual
broth. Being brought, but it is really kind of crazy concepts. But this world. Tell me a little bit about, and I got to go pretty soon because I got to walk over to the airplane. It's a half a mile to the airplane. But
Nice.
Tell me a little bit about what you found in the communities. I mean, for me, my brothers and sisters, this is my community,
right.
and again, it's carnivore centric. You don't have to be carnivore exclusive, but it's meat centric, just like Mike Tyson and Kennedy.
Yeah, or actually, I found the awesome community on Instagram called the Carnivore Community Worldwide. A couple of the people from that community have been on with you, even worked with you a little bit. Jonathan Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, a buddy of mine, Stefan, was on with you a couple days ago. But we have a small community of 20 to 25 people, and everyone is on a different journey. We have strict lions, we have strict carnivores, we have animal-based, we have ketovores, and it's awesome because we're all going after the same thing, and that's promoting optimal health for people. Um, and there's some discussion every once in a while about whether or not honey is good for you, and if we should be drinking dairy and stuff. But the majority of the time, we're all on the same page when it comes to we got to promote optimal health for people. We have to get people to unlearn a lot of the things that we've been taught. And so yeah, I found a pretty awesome community within the carnivore worldwide.
Yeah. I mean, our brothers and sisters all here around the globe. I was off coffee for 2.5 years, by the way, and I do small amounts now. And small amounts of honey or fruit, very ripe from time to time, is not the killer. It's a low-fat diet that's the biggest killer. And my bet is if you're carnivore meat centric, fatty meat, and even if you have a little bit of, oh my God, a French fry or a baked potato with lots of butter or sour cream in small amounts sometimes, those are not your killers. It's a low-fat diet that's our biggest killer. And fat comes from an animal. Oils come from plants. Olive oil,
Yep.
coconut oil, those are not natural. They're all industrial. That's crazy. I got to start my walk to my
Okay,
airplane.
well, I'm here. I'm here.
You guys, I may get back on with you once I get in the airplane. So give me a few minutes. All right.
Okay,
All right. I'll see you guys
All right.
shortly.
All right. That's
Well,
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't think he was going to be here this morning. But somehow his screen is still here. Maybe I can. That's fine. Whatever. I'll just put him down there. So what do your family and friends think of this whole journey that you're on?
Well, they definitely support it. So my wife, for majority of her diet, she will do low carb. She'll hop on and do carnivore every once in a while, but she doesn't think that carnivore is sustainable for her. I believe that carnivore is for everyone, but not everyone's going to want to do it until they start learning or unlearning some things. But my boys, I have 3 boys, I have 2 girls, 5 kids total.
Wow.
Yeah. So my boys like to eat majority meat, as boys would, I guess.
Yeah.
And they would go carnivore if they weren't in school and they weren't swimming and they weren't going to friends' houses and stuff, because
Sure.
they're always afforded the opportunity to have treats. And
Right.
of course, kids have a hard time saying no to colorful, sugary things.
Sure.
My daughter, my 16-year-old, eats on the healthier side. She likes a lot of yogurt and fruit and granola and stuff like that. And I've had discussions with her
Can I
about
ask her a
what,
question that she's going to hate
yeah.
me asking? How is her periods?
Well, we're actually in the middle of a pretty big struggle with my 16-year-old. Um, she has an eating disorder, and she has severe OCD, and it's making her not want to eat food. She's very OCD when it comes to measuring out her food and stuff. So her period, her skin, everything is kind of not good at the moment. It's actually hard
Yeah,
as a father seeing what's going on with my daughter. But
sure.
um,
If you want her, I feel the pain. I was 16 once and was on a
mhm.
similar diet. If she would ever be interested in talking to me, I would be happy to talk to her.
Yeah, we finally found a counselor that she really likes as well.
Okay.
She's had a couple sessions, but we're to the point now where if things don't start changing, there will be hospitalization for her.
Oh, wow.
It's gotten pretty bad. Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry. I
that's a
didn't mean to bring up a
conversation.
hard subject. I just,
Yeah, it's
I had terrible, my teenage years were not that fun either, but I
yeah,
was on a very similar diet plus hot dogs, like when I was
yeah,
16. And it's when your body's changing so fast and so rapidly, and you're not putting the right inputs into the body so
hmm
it can grow those things that you're experiencing with your daughter. I bet I'm not like a doctor. I'm not any of these things, but I know, because I know how I felt and I know how I feel now,
mm,
that they were directly related to not sleeping and not eating. So
right.
not eating the
Well,
right food. So
yeah, with her severe OCD, she gets fixated on certain things, and she'll keep hitting it until she gets to where she wants to be. But the cause of her wanting to change her diet was being bullied at school by some of the boys, and
not
she goes to a Christian school, and these
oh wow.
boys would be calling her fat and ugly, and she
Wow.
was never fat and never ugly. She was one of the most beautiful girls. And so I talked to her about the carnivore diet, but she gets really scared when it comes to food. So
Sure.
right now it's just a journey, trying to get health back to my daughter. My oldest daughter, she makes her own money and she makes her own choices. And the choices that she makes, I'm not a huge fan of.
Sure.
But yeah, if I've done this before, I've gone around the room, different parts of the house, and I will just sneak up on them with the phone and say, "Hey, if you were given the choice between ice cream right now or steak, what are you choosing?" 100% of the time, they are choosing steak. So I know that it's in them. It's part of who we are as humans that they would want the red fatty meat over ice cream. So at
Sure.
least that part's really cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I understand. Growing up being a teenage girl is not the easiest thing. I'll just say that. But
Yeah,
I
I
know you guys are
bet.
doing the best for her.
I had two older sisters, and I seen them struggle.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm very sure now that has to do with how we eat and
Yeah.
how because we can't make the right hormones and then it affects our minds, you know.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Even as an adult, and part of my story is the mental health struggle with, and had I known then what I know now, I would have done something different, or had someone try to help me do something different when it came to eating. I'm a plumber. I'm already dressed ready for work, and as a
Yeah.
plumber or a tradesman, I was a tile contractor as well. We are eating at gas stations and fast food restaurants all the time, and the only thing you can get there are greasy, carb heavy foods and treats and energy drinks, right? So um I noticed that my mental health was taking a turn back in 2018, and I had no idea why. Like I said, if I knew then what I know now, I would definitely had pinpointed that was what I was eating, because the high sugar, high carbs were wreaking havoc on my body and my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, I remember going to work one morning, and darkness overcame my mind, my thoughts, and I wanted to drive head on into traffic in my life. And just when you have the mental fog and the depression and all that stuff, it's really easy to have the negative thoughts. But when you sit there and you dwell on the negative thoughts, it gets pretty bad really quick.
Yep.
um, and I'm not trying to give medical advice or anything like that to anyone, but I will say, if you are experiencing depression, dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts, reach out to people. And I remember being at work that morning with my dad, because we were doing a big tile job in Columbus. And I'm like, Dad, I can't be here today. There's something going
Wow.
on in my mind. I don't want to be here. And so I started driving home, and the thought came to my mind again, just driving the traffic, end it, because you're not worthy of anything. You're a terrible person, all these things. And if you looked at my life from the outside, you would say that I had all things going for me. I had a business that was growing and thriving. I had amazing family, my wife, like all things good. But I found myself sitting in a parking lot of a grocery store for a few hours, just contemplating how I was going to end my life that day. And it got so dark and so bad, and I had no idea how it had gotten there, until I came to this side of health, the carnivore side. I'm like, the food I was eating had definitely wreaked havoc on my mental health. So I decided to drive home. Of course, people were trying to call me and see where I was, and I wasn't answering the phone. I just couldn't do it. And at the time, I had a big um, Ford Expedition, black SUV, black leather interior, and tinted windows. And it was a hot summer day. And I parked in front of my house, and I turned on the heat, had the windows up and I was going to cook myself in the car in front of my house. It had gotten that bad that quick
Wow.
from just eating the wrong way. Some other things, were a part of that. I can't say that it was all food, but again, when you sit and dwell in negative thoughts, you can spiral down pretty quick. Um, so for the next couple years after that, I don't really remember life that much. It wasn't until I found the keto diet that I started feeling this weight lift off of my shoulders and my mind. And it wasn't until I found the carnivore diet that had fully lifted off of me. And I feel light, I feel happy, I feel great. I don't have those thoughts anymore. But I do notice that if I deviate from the carnivore diet for an extended period of time, a month or whatever, I start feeling that anxiousness, that depression, and that mental fog come back. And so I know for a fact that the food actually plays a major part in how my brain is working. So I'm just even more grateful now for the carnivore diet than I knew I was gonna be. Starting
Sure.
off, like I said, I thought it was just about weight loss, but when I start finding my health, I'm like, my goodness, this thing is a life changer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Many people have experienced the same thing, and this is like why I came to talk about this diet was exactly what you're talking about because so many people were getting improperly treated with psychiatric medications and not changing, and then they come onto this way of eating, and all of a sudden they feel what you're saying, exactly what you're saying.
Right.
So
Without medicine, how is that possible,
amazing.
right?
Yeah,
It's
medicine doesn't
crazy.
work. The
Right.
medicine's
Yeah.
it's gonna make it not help at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Band-Aids don't cause healing.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Um, were there anything else? I mean, everything you've experienced with depression and anxiety is beautiful. Is there anything else you've experienced from switching over from a standard American diet to a carnivore diet?
Yeah, I had major gut issues, and the crazy thing with being um, a tradesman, a service plumber, is you're driving quite a bit, and you just never knew when that opportunity was going to show up to have to use the restroom. um, m- yeah, I won't go into too much detail there, but uh, when the gut issues started healing, that blew my mind as well. I didn't realize that fiber, which we're told is absolutely essential in our diet, was actually causing more damage than good. I didn't realize that carbohydrates, even if I was eating the good carbohydrates, fruit and um, good grains and stuff, I didn't realize that was gonna cause gut issues. But here I am suffering with gut issues, trying to get my health back. And then as soon as I switched over to the carnivore diet, like I said, within 45 days, the gut issues are gone. Um, I was just, I still am kind of blown away at that. You can almost time it every morning. I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that this was going to happen. And now I time it differently because I know my body is actually working on a better clock, better system.
Oh man. I want to. We got some questions here. Let's see, Chuck. What are your thoughts about your past guest? Oh, I guess this is for Dr. Kiltz. We'll have to ask this question later. I don't know about Candy Frazier and Wild Lean Meat, but I think I know what Dr. Kiltz will say about that.
Yeah.
Cookie Carter, I empathize with you. Empathize with you. How long are you carnivore, meals per day, and what do you eat in a day?
Yeah, so I've been carnivore off and on for 25 months. Off and on, like if I have a cheat, I have an addictive personality and carbs and all that stuff. That food addiction comes back strong. And I find myself, if I do have a cheat, struggling for like a month to get back to full carnivore. So I say off and on for 25 months, but I would say a solid 2 years of carnivore. Most of what I eat in a day are going to be frozen burger patties. I do cook them; they're not just frozen,
Mhm.
and eggs. I do a little bit of heavy cream in my bean juice, but I'm going to be getting away from dairy here shortly. So most of the time, I'm going to eat one meal a day, have 4 to 6 burger patties, and anywhere between 6 to 12 eggs. And if I want to mix it up, I will have some ground beef or some chopped steak. But I keep it simple, and that's why the carnivore diet has been successful for me. The easier it is, to cook and clean and shop for, the better it's going to be for me. Keep it simple, and I don't have to think about it. It just makes it that much better for me.
Awesome. I missed it. I'm sorry if you answered this. How long have you been doing the carnivore diet for?
Yeah, about 25 months.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed it. Because
It's
sometimes
all
I'm
good.
like in the chat looking
Yeah,
25
yeah.
months. Great. So you found this worldwide carnivore community. Are you doing anything like what do you do on social media?
So I'm mainly on Instagram and TikTok. I do post some things on Facebook, but I don't find Facebook to be the place where I promote anything carnivore. It's more like friends and family and gossip there. But with the carnivore community worldwide, we Dr. Kiltz back on the plane. Let's go. Let's go. We help each other by promoting each other's posts and trying to bring engagement around um, the carnivore experience altogether. So just promoting carnivore way of eating. I promote humor. I love making fun of vegans. I love vegans, but I love making fun of them at the same time. Um, yeah, I like to use the carnivore community worldwide as a place to bring people back to as well. Because again, I'm not scientific based when it comes to the carnivore diet. I'm more of experience based. I know what has worked for me and what I've experienced. But if you need coaching, if you need some answers that I can't give you, I bring it back to the carnivore community worldwide. Say, hey, there's a doctor here, there's a coach here. So it's pretty awesome that I get to be a part of such an awesome community.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's this. Dr. Kiltz will say this if he can hear me, but it's the stories that matter. It's the
Oh,
documented
true. Yeah.
stories that matter that
Yeah.
turn people around. Like I found carnivore from hearing a story. And the guy wasn't fat. He was skinny actually, but he had all these other problems that exactly like I had, gut issues, back pain, all these sorts of things.
Mhm.
And so he said the carnivore diet got rid of that. But I like you came to carnivore for weight loss, not all those other things, but it was always
Right.
stories. In fact, I heard about the carnivore diet 6 years ago from Eric Berg on a YouTube channel, but he wasn't necessarily saying how amazing it was. And so
Right.
I didn't
Right.
go. I think if he would have said you should try it, I would have tried it. But it took stories. Karen asks, how do you manage on the road day during working hours?
Yeah. So I tell people this all the time. There's a lot of times where I'm just fasting through the day. I have a big meal at night, and it usually just carries me through the day. When my body is hungry, when it's saying to eat, I usually grab like a Chomp's beef stick or a clean beef stick, as clean as it can be, and I'll have one of those and pork rinds. Pork rinds are a go-to for me, and I usually just drink water or I sip on a cold brew all day, and that
Mhm.
keeps me pretty sane. I usually don't get too hungry. Yeah, if I get really hungry and I have the means, I will stop at a barbecue restaurant here in Columbus called City Barbecue, and they have these amazing all beef smoked sausages, and I'll just eat a pound of smoked sausages. But other than that, Chomp's beef sticks or Archer beef sticks and some pork rinds. And if I'm feeling fancy, maybe I'll get a packaged hard-boiled egg.
Awesome. What about fasting? What's your longest fast? Lion Danivore podcast.
Yeah, my longest fast was 8 days. I tried to go for
Wow.
14, but I realized, well, something that was happening at the end of my 7th and 8th day is I wasn't able to sleep. So I want to revisit that because I've gotten some better quality electrolytes from Salter. Salter, amazing electrolytes and electrolyte salts that they have. I have some of those, and I want to do an extended fast and see if I change up my electrolyte game, if that's going to help me sustain a longer fast. But the longest, yeah, was 8 days, and I actually felt pretty fantastic, other than not being able to sleep.
Oh wow. Yeah, maybe the electrolytes will help.
Yeah.
Did you just feel like you had so much energy, or you
Yeah.
wanted to
So
sleep? Oh,
yeah, when I was trying to sleep, um, my wife and I always have big dreams, and we're trying to do certain things. So I found myself while I'm trying to sleep, running through business ideas and different, clothing designs and logos and all kinds of different things. My mind just would not shut off. I guess that's a bonus. My mind was just like firing on all cylinders, but I also like sleep because I have long days as a plumber.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Lion Danivore podcast. Follow-up question. First off, impressive long-term fast, by the way. What was your mindset and game plan heading into it?
Well, I don't really spend a lot of time game planning. I come up with the idea and I try to execute it. One thing with me is like if I set a goal, I'm gonna try to hit it, and it doesn't matter what gets in my way. So my mindset was I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well, and I hope I don't get too tired. And that was my plan heading into it. I wanted to go as long as I could. I tried to do a 14, wanted to go as long as I could, and I felt that 8 days, even though it missed the mark, was still pretty good fast. And did I see a major difference? I did drop some weight. I felt my energy was restored, but I had no idea what was happening inside my body. So I think this time going into an extended fast, I think I'm gonna take more notes, take some before and after pictures, and then put some markers down on paper of how I feel during, before, and after a long fast.
Awesome. Because that's great that you said that, because I was curious, like, how were the first days? Because I heard the first days are usually rough.
I think it was easier because I'm carnivore to
Yeah.
get into a fast. When I started carnivore, I did a 3-day water only fast. So I started on January 1st, 2024. I did a water only fast for the first 3 days because on December 31st, we went out and had a big old carb heavy meal. And the first 3 days were pretty rough. But then after that, I eased right into the carnivore diet. But being carnivore, being low carb already, being fat centric and meat centric, I think it was a lot easier to adapt on a fast.
Nice. I guess you answered this question. Have you dry fasted? Only need 1 to 5 days for huge changes.
I would love to do a dry fast. I have not done a dry fast. Accidentally, I've done a dry fast for about 12 hours and I was thirsty. And that's about all I've done so far for a dry fast. So I would actually love to learn more about dry fasting because I've heard there's some pretty good benefits.
He's saying August Dunning. I think that's
August
the
Dunning.
Phoenix Protocol person.
Okay.
Have you, since doing carnivore, have you started any other sort of like lifestyle changes that you felt like arrived? Well, do you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, now I'm carnivore. Now I'm sleeping better. I'm walking more. Anything like that?
Yeah, so wintertime is a little different here in Ohio because it's hit and miss when it comes to the weather. But when you start dropping weight and your body starts feeling good, it tells you to do stupid things like go out and run, go out and do a long bike ride, go out and hike. So I just noticed that as I continued to drop weight and my body continued to heal, my cardiovascular health improved, and my mind and my body are like, hey, let's go do some crazy things. I'm 42 years old, so I'm not going to go and do too crazy of things, but I have 3 young boys and they're pretty active. So long bike rides. I do a lot of disc golf, so we're walking a lot in parks. up and down, hills, through the woods and stuff like that. So I just noticed that the improvement to cardiovascular health is there. I wouldn't say that I changed a whole lot of my lifestyle. I did a lot of my weight loss without any type of exercise other than riding a bike or playing disc golf. I do have a gym in my basement, a home gym, and every once in a while I'll go throw some weight above my head and push some weight out, past my chest. But
Sure.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Karen asks, have you had any opportunities to talk to your customers about carnivore?
That's a great question. When I within the first 6 months of carnivore, I had multiple questions about the carnivore diet because my weight loss was so drastic within the first 6 months. I think I dropped 60 pounds
Wow.
in the first 4 to 5 months, and then another 20 pounds by month 6, month 7. And people were accusing me of having done Ozempic, and I had no idea what Ozempic
Oh,
was.
wow.
So I was able to start talking to people about the carnivore diet, but because it wasn't as mainstream 2 years ago, I could tell that there's a lot more people talking about carnivore now, but because it wasn't as mainstream 2 years ago, they were totally confused as to how carnivore diet would work. And again, because I wasn't scientific based when it came to the carnivore diet, just experience based, I'm like, I don't know. I eat meat and I eat eggs, and this is what's happening. My energy levels are up, and I'm not doing this anymore. My body's not doing that anymore. But now, when I get the opportunity, because my weight loss is stalled, if I have opportunity to talk to a customer because they've asked a question, or I notice something on their table, or we just have a short conversation, I will definitely talk to them about carnivore and the benefits. But it's more few and far between now compared to when I started, because people saw me at my heaviest, and then they saw me losing weight without Ozempic, so they naturally had questions.
Sure. Let's see. Lions Danivore podcast. What? Sorry. Are you a coffee fiend, or have you never been a caffeine addict like me? If so, have you been able to taper off? You're tapering right now.
Yeah, hold my coffee. I have a coffee tattoo on my arm too.
You're not my best friend.
Did we just become best friends?
We did.
Majority of my life was in the coffee industry. My wife and I, when we got married, we moved to New Zealand. We opened up a coffee shop, and we ran the coffee shop, and we moved back to the States, and I worked with Starbucks for 8 years, managed with Starbucks, and my first daughter was born 2 weeks after we opened up our coffee shop. So coffee is a major part of our life. I would call myself a coffee connoisseur, not a snob. I love all things coffee. Definitely a caffeine addict. I love coffee. It's an essential part of my my diet, but I definitely can tell when I've had too much, and I can definitely tell that at some days I should definitely taper off. I love coffee, and I don't know if I'll ever fully commit to getting rid of it, maybe for 30 days at a time. 2.5 years from Dr.Kiltz, that seems like torture, but I'm sure there's benefits of getting rid of the coffee for sure.
I went off coffee for 3 months, but I really missed it. But I noticed within 48 hours, my mind was calm. I'm like a workaholic, and all of a sudden I could just be in a place without thinking about work. Was amazing. And I think that had to do with the coffee.
Man, maybe it would be good.
Just to give it a break. I'm back on coffee now, but I'm not doing a pot a day anymore. So that's good. Cassie Rogers, what do you do if you've had a heart attack? Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
Please find Filavadia, Dr. Filavadia on YouTube. Get his book called Stay Off My Operating Table, and listen to what he has to say about heart disease and a high meat-centric diet. And I think that'll answer your question better than 2 random people on the internet.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the questions. These questions are awesome, by the way. I love it.
Yeah, they are. Let's see. Emma the carnivore, that's Carrie's daughter, 18 years old, has a YouTube channel. Oh yeah. Okay. Listen to Emma's story. She was vegan for a long time. Also tons of depression, anxiety, very similar, terrible skin. She's on the carnivore diet.
There's actually a let me see if I could find her real quick. I believe her name is Tailored Keto Health
Yeah.
on
Rebecca.
Instagram. Rebecca. I saw one of her stories once, and I saw a picture of how her body was when she was like 70 pounds,
Yeah,
under
crazy.
70 pounds. And I reached out to her. I'm like, oh, we're dealing with something right now with my youngest daughter, going through an eating disorder. And Rebecca was so kind. She sent us out her book, and my daughter read her book within the first 2 days of receiving it and absolutely loved it. It's faith-based as well. I myself, I'm a youth pastor, and faith has been a huge part of
Beautiful.
our walk. And so it was awesome that Rebecca reached out and sent her a book, wrote a personal letter in it, and on her book cover there's butterflies, and my daughter loves butterflies, so it was like one of those heaven sent gifts. So we do have some people that we reach out and we talk to, and we keep tabs on when it comes to their stories, because anything that's going to help my daughter is what we want to go after right now.
Absolutely. Emma would be great. Emma's wonderful.
Okay.
If you want to reach out to
James.
Hello, James.
Oh
James.
man. Yeah, James is amazing.
How do you navigate the consistency of a carnivore lifestyle in a full house of family members who might not want the same? There you go.
I ignore them. I don't talk to them. I kick them out of the house. No. Like I said, I am a goals driven person. So if I am going to do it, I'm going to do it until I hit my goal. I cook my own food. If my wife cooks my food, I always question whether or not she did it right. So I usually cook my own food. And, we have a dinner group at our house every other Wednesday. And last night they had Chinese food. And I'm not sitting there eating Chinese food with them. I'm eating my own food. It's really easy for me, because the carnivore diet is so simple, to just stick to my lifestyle around people. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these holidays were super simple for me, because ribeye roast usually goes on sale. But yeah, I'm eating the way I want to eat, and I'm doing good, whether or not my kids or my wife are eating the same as me. However, if I do make a little extra ground beef or burger patties, they're wanting to jump on my side. So I guess I'm winning.
Make more meat.
Yeah, make more meat. I should. I made my boys breakfast the other day before their swim meet, and I posted that they had steak omelets. And like, man, my kids are so blessed this morning having steak omelets instead of Pop-Tarts.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Which, no Pop-Tarts in my house, by the way. We don't do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Shy or Chi, not sure. Are those coffee bean plants in the background?
No, they are not. I forgot the name of these plants. Monstera, I forgot the name of the plants, but they are not coffee plants. They're just pretty plants. They all grew from one plant.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's great. I would have killed that one plant. This one's surviving somehow. I'm not sure. I'm Dan. I'm hooked on the fasting stage. So sorry. Did you drink coffee during the long fast? This is something that has been pushing me astray, but if you did, then it would give me confidence to do it.
Yeah. So thank you for the questions, Dan and Vor. There's times where I fasted with coffee, and there's times that I fasted without coffee. So I've done, yes, I do keep my why in front of me. Yes, my family is my why for sure. So I will say this: my 8-day fast I did without coffee. I just did strictly water, and I used keto chow drops for my water. It's basically just salt. Um, and then I've done 7-day fast or 5-day fast where I'm sipping on just black cold brew or iced coffee all day. Majority of the time, I'm not drinking hot coffee. I like cold coffee because it stays colder longer. So I will majority of my days I'm fasting up to 20 hours, and if I have a iced coffee in the morning, that actually keeps me satiated. I will partner it with a large cup of ice water, and yeah, so I do drink coffee on extended fast, but the longest fast that I have done, I did it with water only.
All right. Let's see. I see you as the coffee expert now. Is decaf processed too much and not as good as for you as regular drink organic? Question mark.
Coffee expert. Thank you. So decaf is a why bother for me. If I'm gonna drink coffee, why would I have it decaf? But the decaf process, there's a couple different process. They can do a chemical wash, they can do just a washing or a sun dried. But basically, they're washing or drying out the caffeine from the coffee bean. And there's always going to be a small level of caffeine in decaf coffee. So you are not and you are drinking some caffeine. Organic coffee, if you want to spend the money on organic price tag, I always question whether or not things are, actually organic. But if you want to, you can do organic. But decaf coffee, I stay away from only because, like I said, it's a why bother for me.
I'm putting an organic coffee brand into the chat if anyone's
Yeah.
interested.
If you want to do organic coffee, I'd say study up on the company that you're using. I would go with small batch roasters who know the farmers that partner with the farmers, so you can see the process all the way through. Because these bigger companies like Starbucks or Pete's Coffee or whatever, when they say organic, I question how organic and what
Right.
step of the process was it organic and switched to non-organic.
Okay, great. And so I put that one in there. And then there's a company, a girl named, her name is Pure Heart. Her company is Pure Heart, and they don't use any pesticides. They're in Colombia, and they ship out of Chicago, and they have hummingbirds that eat the bugs. They don't use pesticides.
Oh,
So
that's so cool.
yeah.
I
So
tell you what, I would love
ordered
to get
before.
sponsored by a coffee company on this carnivore journey. That would be ultimate because, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever stop drinking coffee.
Reach out to Michael Coomer. He's got a coffee company. We just talked to him yesterday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So Lions Danivore podcast. I love this guy. He's even a pastor. Glory to God. How
Yeah.
can I get in touch with you?
Well, you can see my name on the screen. Well, it was up there, the carnivore
There it is.
trip. You can find me on Instagram, and I am new to the TikTok platform. I've been there for about 6 weeks. So you can reach out on either one of those platforms, and we can chat, man. I love the fact that you've been asking questions. Yeah, being a youth pastor is one of the coolest things. I've always liked working with young people. And my goal with that is to bring identity in a world where you can be anything that you want to be on any given day. It's good to be, given what true identity is. So
Awesome. Let's see. Burns Aquatics. I'm using a Kalita to make my coffee. The guests will know what that means.
well, I've not I've not heard of Kalita unless it's a brewing system.
It's a brewing system. Let's see.
Yeah, is it like a cold brew system or is it like a? Yeah, I'm not sure what Kalita is.
It either does AI. It means a skilled or competent person, or skilled or competent. Let me
So
see.
we got a skilled coffee maker, is what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, we only have a few minutes left. Just a heads up. Does he drink decaf too? No, you said no. Okay.
No.
How much electrolytes do you take on a fast if you're active? I guess if you are active.
Yeah, so that's gonna be up to your body personally. So that's something that I want to continue to um, test on myself, because when I did that extended fast, I don't think I was hitting the electrolytes the proper way. So I'm planning on using more salt and electrolytes when I do my next extended fast. Adding salt in my water in the morning. I have electrolyte packets from Salter, and I will just continue to monitor and see how it feels as we get into the warmer weather and my family becomes more active. I'm sure I'll have to up my electrolytes for sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, there we go. Let's see. We already asked that question. James had one more question, and I think we have time for it. Let's see.
Yes.
I lost James's question. I'm so sorry, James. Here it is. Oh. How frequently have your wins in the health journey invited curiosity in others?
I would say pretty much every week there's at least one or two conversations that I have with people, and it's mainly at church because people see how my energy levels are. They see my clothes fitting good, so they'll ask questions. If I do get the odd conversation with people outside of church around the carnivore diet, yeah, people are always curious once I say that I only eat meat. Of course, the first question is, "There's no vegetables?" Of course not. There's no vegetables. Get that corn out of my face. Um, yeah, because Ohio is corn heavy. I'm sure that's the next question. You don't eat corn? No, don't eat corn. Um, but yeah, so there's questions, one or two conversations a week at least.
Nice. Okay. Actually, I have one more question. I'll let you answer it, and then I'm going to answer it also. What is your opinion on Nespresso coffee pods?
Hey, I've tried one before and I thought they were pretty great. I stay away from Keurig because it's more watered down than I want my coffee to be. Nespresso has actually been pretty good. I'm sure there's gonna be negatives when it comes to the Nespresso because you have no idea how long those coffee pods have been sitting. But if the coffee is still tasting good and it's doing the job of giving you some energy and some satisfaction in a cup, then I'd say do the Nespresso. Um, I myself much rather have cold brew, but I heard Nespresso is pretty tasty.
All right. Well, I'm going to say ew, gross. That's my.
Ew.
I am a coffee snob. I'm not a connoisseur. Buffalo Ants, congratulations. Please email me, alia@drkiltz.com with your address and shirt size, and we will send you a shirt.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you guys did that.
Yeah, we do a little giveaway every day. I'll send you one also. Just send me your shirt size and your address, and I'll send you
that's awesome.
A shirt that says carnivore or something on it. But.
That's cool. I just got a couple of t-shirts from a beef jerky store in Michigan a couple weeks ago, and
Okay.
it says PETA, people eating tasty animals, and on the back it explains what a vegetarian is, that they're a lazy person who doesn't know how to hunt or fish.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I can't wait till I don't have to wear a hoodie so I could wear that shirt proud.
I wonder, that's like a great conversation starter.
It is. Yeah. I hope I don't get pineapples
like.
thrown at me. Yeah.
You might. All right. Well, we got to end because we end before an hour.
Yep.
Because then YouTube translates it into like a bunch of languages. If we go over an hour, it won't. So we want to reach more people. But
sweet.
Super. Thanks for your time and sharing your story and being here. And I'm glad Dr. Kiltz was able to jump in at least.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure. And I can't wait to share this with people.
Awesome. All right. Well, bye, everybody. See you. Oh, Dr. Nelson will be live at 3 p.m. There you go. He'll be live. He's not here now, but he'll be live later today. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
All right.